1. Russell, New Zealand, 1995. You had a rocky road and I had a jelly tip. I always thought people who liked rocky roads were weird till I met you. I was standing at the end of the jetty with my mother, watching the fishermen slice open the belly of the hammerhead shark, melted chocolate dribbling down my fingers. You walked along the edge with your father, standing beside us to see what was going on. It was strange, wasn't it? To see all those baby hammerheads slam onto the hard pier, like tipping out a big bag of toys no one wants to play with. Not one bigger than a 30-centimetre ruler. Their mother dangling overhead with a rope wedged between her gills. I felt nothing for that slippery mound of fins, concerned more with the immediacy of my melting ice cream and the woody taste of the stick. You couldn't take your eyes off them. Chunks of strawberry and biscuit falling like bird poop at your feet. It wasn't until our parents started talking about all those dead sharks that we were introduced. I slid around my mother's leg while you poked your chocolate-coated tongue out at me. Our parents embarrassed they hadn't raised more polite kids. 2. Piha Beach, New Zealand, 2002. It was too wild to swim that day. Instead, we spent hours boogie boarding down those dunes. Me lying belly down on the pink and white foam one we stole from your little sister. You crouched on your red manta that always got you down faster. Black sand caked in my eyebrows and knotted hair. When it started getting dark, you pulled out a small bag of weed your cousin gave you. He taught you how to roll it between Lion Reds and the All Blacks in his backyard. We hadn't even started high school. I studied the way your hands crushed the bud in the grinder, how your fingers twisted the paper like a white Minties wrapper. When I coughed, you told me I was doing it wrong, and we laughed for a bit while my throat scratched. You showed me how to draw it into my lungs and press the palm of your hand over my mouth to hold it in. I kept looking around to see if someone was coming, as though we'd get in trouble just for being adolescents. When it was finished, you buried the joint between billions of black specks of sand, and we lay back with our heads curved into the dune, laughing so hard my stomach cramped against the bruises from the board. I closed my eyes for a second, and you rolled over and kissed me on the lips. Once. You tasted like sweat and Blistex. I put my hand on the side of your face, noticing the first prick of your boyish stubble. 3. State Highway 25, New Zealand, 2007. A tree had fallen across the road in the wind, and the rain made it impossible to see out the windscreen. I thought we'd be stuck in the flood water for hours, air conditioner broken, sweating together to Crowded House anthems on your road trip CD. I hadn't seen you in over a year. You'd picked me up in your beat-up Toyota Corolla, 2 empty Doritos packets, a can of Lynx, and a torn condom wrapper on the passenger floor, dust and crumbs collecting in the center console. Your hair had grown so long it fell across your eyes. You had to shake it away sometimes when you spoke. It was awkward and adorable. You must have been at least 6 foot then, your thighs even skinnier than mine in those black jeans. When the police blocked the road, we pulled into the Avalon Motel and got the last room for $60. A double bed with a purple bedspread and overly stiff white pillows. It smelled like damp carpet and cheap toilet cleaner. We opened the bottle of Jack Daniels you had in your bag and stayed up till 4 a.m. talking about life, about all the things we thought we'd do. You promised you'd teach me to play guitar when we got to the beach. I imagined your fingers on mine playing chords. It felt like forever on that purple bedspread, your feet hanging way off the end, our arms only occasionally touching. But right before I fell asleep, you leaned over and slid my fringe away to the side, a collection of 5 pimples hiding on my forehead. "You're so pretty, Jack," you said to me, kissing me right by the cluster. I went to brush my hair back, but you put your hands on my ribs and squeezed, your face hovering just above mine. You must have felt my body tense, seen my cheeks turn hot, my breath shrink. I wished I'd brushed my teeth. You kissed me smack on the lips, and I kissed you straight back. Late night liquor on your tongue, your fingers making their way underneath my cotton singlet, across my stomach. slow, like you were waiting to see if I stopped you. I didn't tell you I was a virgin. I guess you knew. 4. Gold Coast, Australia, 2008. It took you 6 hours and 15 rides to convince me to do the giant drop with you. We waited in line for 30 minutes, my palms sweating in the pockets of your Billabong board shorts, our stomachs stuffed with frozen Coke and blue candy floss, hot chips and mayonnaise, your cheeks greasy from the sunscreen I smeared on you. I kept wriggling away each time you moved forward a few places, though I knew you'd never let me chicken out, and I didn't really want to. It was like a game, you pulling me back in front of you, tucking me in under your wet armpits, resting your chin on the pink Dreamwheel cap you bought me as a joke, me squealing and laughing like an idiot the tighter you'd squeeze. You even conspired with the kids behind us to egg me on, the little boy calling me a pussy for being so afraid. When it was over, I made you take me again, the last ride before closing. You were right. 5 seconds, 39 floors falling. Our fingers stuck together like super glue the whole way down. 5. Auckland, New Zealand, 2010. There was so much blood on the white towels, it leaked through to the sheets. I kept thinking about the cleaners finding the stained bed linen and a pile of bloody towels in the corner of the bathroom. You shouldn't have got such a fancy room. You must have sold pot again with your cousin to pay off that fancy room. You couldn't ask your dad. I didn't know there'd be so much blood. You sat on the other side of that king-size bed, the remote held tight to your chest, Home Alone playing in the background, curtains drawn. You said nothing. I wished you'd said something, though it would have been the wrong thing. It was still sunny outside. I could see it through the split in the blackout curtains, and when you disappeared on the balcony to smoke. You must have smoked a whole pack that afternoon. I didn't tell you how much the cramps hurt, how it felt like a burning rag twisting and pulling inside my bloated belly. I wouldn't cry. I know you did on the balcony though. I could see the popped blood vessels in your eyes and the dried specks on your cheeks. I never asked you what you felt, or what you told your girlfriend. We had no other choice. You ordered room service and I didn't even sit up when the guy wheeled the cart in. I picked at a few croutons on my Caesar salad while you ate your entire cheeseburger and fries. The crunch of the iceberg lettuce, watching the beef juice drip down onto the white plate beside the pool of tomato sauce. I wanted to punch you in the face, but I didn't want you to leave. When you fell asleep, I locked myself in the bathroom and stood under the shower for over an hour. The water up so hot it burned my skin blotchy red. The entire bottle of bergamot body wash down the drain. I fell asleep in the empty bathtub, sweating in that white waffled robe. The weave imprinted on my skin, a giant-sized pad in my black knickers.